What's going on, everybody? It's GameUnboxingReviews here, and welcome back to another LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 news update. So today's news update is a massive one. We've got so much to talk about because yesterday they showcased a brand new live stream which gave us our very first in-game look at the Chronopolis HUB World. So we're going to be talking about all the confirmed locations, all the locations that we actually saw in the gameplay, as well as a bunch of brand new character reveals plus new screenshots. There is tons to get through here. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so first off, before we dive into all this awesome news, I have something very important to tell you all. So obviously with my last video, I talked about how there's online multiplayer in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2, and I was pretty certain that there was, you know, because when they put it on the Microsoft website, you kind of think if it's on there, then surely it must be true. Why would they put that if it's not? But sadly, I'm sorry to say, guys, there is no online multiplayer in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. That was in fact a typo on the Microsoft website. But there is, of course, couch co-op, and you can play in 4-player battle arenas as well with your friends in couch co-op as well. So even though there's no online, to me personally it doesn't matter. This game is already massive, and I think regardless of there being no online features, you're all going to have an absolute blast playing it. Alright, so first up, let's talk about the Chronopolis HUB World. Now, for the locations that they did show in the gameplay, I'm going to go into a lot of detail on the things that I noticed, and then afterwards I'm going to give you a quick rundown of all the confirmed Chronopolis locations that we know of so far. So first up in Chronopolis, we can see the 21st century version of Manhattan, and right off the bat we can see some very cool locations, including Oscorp Tower, which is of course because Green Goblin is in this game. He will be playable, and we do see him in the trailer, so it'll be interesting to see if he's actually one of the many villains we'll be taking on in the main story. We also have the Sanctum Sanctorum, and there are two reasons I'm very excited about this being in the game. One is I love the Doctor Strange movie, and I can't wait to see what TT Games take from that movie and put into this game, both with the Sanctum Sanctorum design and of course Doctor Strange's abilities. But also the other reason I'm excited is because during the stream Arthur did say there will be interiors in Chronopolis that you can go inside, and I think it would be really cool if you could actually go inside the Sanctum Sanctorum and freely explore it, but maybe there's a secondary interior within the Sanctum Sanctorum that allows you to go to the Dark Dimension, and maybe there you could unlock characters like Caecilius and MCU Dormammu. If not, then that's totally fine. I just think it would be really cool to see an MCU Dormammu minifigure, because I think that would look absolutely amazing. Now we also have Liberty Island. Now obviously Liberty Island, like Oscorp and the Sanctum Sanctorum, was in LEGO Marvel Superheroes and LEGO Marvel's Avengers, so it's great to see all three of these locations making a return in this version of Manhattan. Now, many of you are probably wondering, why is it snowing in this version of Manhattan? Well, there's a very cool reason behind that, and it is in fact because this city is right next to the legendary mountains of Kunlun, of course from Iron Fist. Personally, I think it's awesome to see Kunlun in this game because I was not expecting it. I did think it would be a cool addition to Chronopolis, but I was not actually expecting it to be part of the map. So that is really cool. And of course, when you add Kunlun, it makes you think, will we see Iron Fist? Will we see Steel Serpent? Obviously, you know, with LEGO Marvel's Avengers and LEGO Marvel Superheroes 1, Danny was in both of those games, so I feel like he will make a return, especially since Kunlun is now confirmed to be an area you can explore. But it'd be great to see even more than that, like Steel Serpent. I think he'd be a really cool addition to the game. Now, we also got to look at some of the NPCs that we'll see in the 21st century version of Manhattan. Of course, we can see that some of the NPCs are actually wearing winter-themed clothing, which I personally think is a great example of, you know, just the attention to detail that Chronopolis is going to have. Obviously, this game is still in development. There is tons and tons of stuff they still have to add to this game. So what you're seeing right now is just a taste. When this game comes out, this world is going to look so much better and so much more alive. But that's crazy because it already looks great, and I just want to run around in it now. Now, as well as that, we also see some hilarious police-themed Kang minions. I love how Kang is basically shaping Chronopolis in his image, so he decides to make the police his minions. I think that's really cool. And also, before we finish up on 21st century Manhattan, I also want to point out that Manhattan looks to be near Wakanda as well. You can see on the left, and if you blink, you might just miss an appearance from what looks to be a Wakandan citizen. Next up, we have the Noir version of New York City, and I am so excited about this version of the city because it just looks so good in this game. One of the things I love most about it is, let's say for example you're in ancient Egypt and you walk into Noir New York City. Once you do that, the graphics will start to become darker, less colourful, and it even starts to rain. It is so cool. It is a beautiful take on Noir New York City, and I'm definitely going to be spending a lot of time here as Spider-Man Noir because it looks amazing. Now, Stephen Sharples, who's the game director at TT Games, has said that some areas are daytime and others are nighttime. So it really just depends on where you are in Chronopolis. So, for example, Xandar is full-on sunshine, but Hydra Empire is nighttime. And Arthur Parsons, who's the head of design at TT Games, has also added on to this by saying that every area in Chronopolis has its own music, enemies, and challenges. So every single area will look, feel, and sound completely different to the one you just previously visited. Now, going back to Noir New York for a second, we can see, of course, that some of the NPCs are wearing 1930s-like clothing, which is obviously to be expected. And we can also see, if you look very carefully, a Daily Bugle sign and what looks to be an in-game race. Maybe photography missions will be returning in a different style this time around. Next up, we have Hydra Empire. Now, this is a pretty creepy part of the map that is completely dominated by Hydra. Yes, that is a pretty scary thought. But of course, maybe we'll see Red Skull, Arnim Zola, and maybe even Baron Zemo. At least one of those characters will return in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2 because clearly Hydra plays a big role in this game. Now, one of the many things that I love about the villain Kang in this game is that he is in possession of so many different times, planets, and universes. He could do so much chaos, you know, he has so much power at his disposal. But what does he decide to do? Make every billboard about him. I mean, that right there, that's a typical villain. But of course, there's also some very interesting billboards that I've seen as well. One of them that I think is really cool is, I don't know about you guys, but to me, it reminds me of this image taken from the Secret Empire comics. So, could we see Hydra Cap in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2? We will just have to wait and see. Now, we also got a really nice look at the ancient Egypt side of Chronopolis, and I love this too. Honestly, I'm going to keep saying that. I absolutely love Chronopolis in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. I think this might become my favourite open world in a LEGO game yet because it just looks so cool. It's got so many great locations that I just want to run around in for hours on end. So you can see from the gameplay, we can see some very cool stuff. We've got, of course, pyramids, Egyptian NPCs, and even a Sphinx, which, yes, you can absolutely go inside and explore. I'd imagine that when the game is actually finished, there'll be puzzles and stuff like that in there, and I personally think it'd be really great if, depending on which location you are in the map, there are different vehicles. So in Noir New York City, it'd be nice to have 1930s cars. In Egypt, it'd be great to have camels that you could actually ride, and then you could take that camel and ride it into Noir New York City, or just anywhere you want. You know, it'd be great to take these locations from all these different times and just be able to fly them into different other locations as well. I think that would be really cool. Now, the last location that they showcased in the gameplay was in fact the lost city of Lumeria. This is an absolutely gorgeous underwater city that you can freely explore in this game. All you have to do is jump in the water and dive right down, and there you go. You are in Lumeria. They showcased in the gameplay that Spider-Man Noir could just swim down, so hopefully that means any character can just swim down here and explore, because I'd much prefer that rather than having a certain character that can only breathe underwater be able to go down there. It would be great if just anyone can. You know, this is an open world, so we should really just be able to go where we want with anyone we want. But I mean, if they change it to where only certain characters can go down, you know, if they have the underwater ability, fair enough, but I just thought it was really cool seeing Spider-Man Noir, you know, exploring Lumeria. That was very nice indeed. And also, Arthur has said that there are two characters that he's always wanted to get into a LEGO Marvel game, and that they are found in the Lumeria area, so definitely get speculating on who those two characters might be. Now, as well as all the locations that I just talked about, Chronopolis also features several other areas taken from the Marvel Universe. And I think now is a great excuse to just do a quick rundown of all confirmed locations that we know of so far. So we've got Kang's Tower, which I believe is at the centre of Chronopolis. We've also got the Old West, Medieval England, 2099 New York, a swamp. Now, this is a brand new thing that was just announced. Very exciting, because when I think Marvel and swamps, I think Man-Thing. I really do feel like Man-Thing might be in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2, which would be awesome because he wasn't in the first game or LEGO Marvel's Avengers. And I love how it's actually next to the Sanctum Sanctorum, because it's like that's the creepy side of Chronopolis. Very cool. We've also got Asgard. Xandar is now confirmed. Obviously, we knew that Xandar would be part of the first level, but now we know we can actually explore it in Chronopolis. awesome. Really excited to see how that looks. We've also got Knowhere, Sakaar. Now, when they showcased the map for the Chronopolis HUB World, I did notice a huge volcano, and I really do feel like that might be where Sakaar is located. But of course, we'll just have to wait and see. We've also got Hala and Attilan. Next up, we're going to be talking all about the brand new characters in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. And first up, we can see right here, Agent Venom. Yes, Agent Venom is in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. Get hyped, because I know so many people were wanting this character in the game. And there you go. He is in the game. He is playable. Very, very exciting. Can't wait to see what he can do. We've also got Black Panther. We've got the Black Knight as Nathan Garrett. We've got the Black Knight as Augustine du Lac. We've got Black Widow from the Avengers. Captain America Classic. Captain America Western. Captain Marvel, Drax the Destroyer from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Enchantress, Falcon from Captain America Civil War, and Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, we also have Groot, and they did actually showcase some gameplay of Groot. We saw that, of course, you can transform Groot into Baby Groot at any time, but they did actually showcase it in gameplay. And you can see, Groot uses his time tech, and he switches to Baby Groot, or switches to Groot, depending on which version he is at the time. But that is a really cool addition to the game. And they also showcased that Baby Groot can actually attack with little tiny vines. I think that is really, really nice. And of course, I'm sure he has even more abilities than just that in the game. But already, Groot looks like a lot of fun to play as. We've also got Invincible Iron Man. Now, one of the cool things that Arthur's confirmed about this character is that if you double tap the flight button, he will actually fly much faster, which is very, very cool. And there's a similar ability that another character has, which I'll showcase very, very soon. Here, of course, on the character grid, we can see Kingpin. Great to see Wilson Fisk making a return in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2, and hopefully with this character now confirmed, maybe we'll also see Daredevil, Elektra, Bullseye, and even Punisher. It would be great to see all these characters make a return in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. Now, this next character I'm very excited about because it is, of course, Lockjaw from the Inhumans. This dog is actually playable in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. I'm so happy about this because when they revealed that Attilan would be part of Chronopolis, I was really hoping that the Inhumans would be playable. And it really seems like that is what they're doing, because you can see right here we've got Lockjaw, but we also now know that Medusa is in the game. So hopefully, with these two characters now confirmed, maybe we'll also see Black Bolt and the rest of the team. And honestly, I really do feel like we will, because Arthur has now confirmed that as you get further into the game, the Inhumans form a really key part of the story. We still got lots more characters to talk about. We've got Modok, Man-Ape, which is of course M'Baku. We've got Mysterio, Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, She-Hulk, and Spider-Gwen. Now, we also have Spider-Man 2099, which you can see right here with an awesome screenshot. We've got a new character, Spider-Man Miles Morales. So Miles is making a return in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. Great to see him in this game as well, because I love playing as him in LEGO Marvel's Avengers, and I absolutely love the surprise they added where he could also transform into his civilian clothes. So very cool. And it's great to see Miles in this game, especially after what Insomniac announced with that Spider-Man PS4 game. I mean, very, very great to have this version of Spidey in this game. Here we get a really nice look at Spider-Man Noir in this awesome looking screenshot. Now, we got a lot of gameplay of Spider-Man Noir during the live stream yesterday, and of course one of the cool things that Arthur has recently confirmed is, going back to what I was saying about Iron Man earlier, we now have characters that have a special double tap ability, and with Spider characters, they now have a double tap ability that allows them to swing at much faster speed. So you actually see in the gameplay Spider-Man Noir starts swinging much faster than usual, so that is pretty awesome. Another thing I noticed to do with webbing is that when you actually shoot a web, it's a completely different sound effect to what we're used to seeing in the LEGO Marvel games. And I'm going to guess that that is either taken completely from Spider-Man Homecoming, or, is at least inspired by it. And if that's not enough for you Spidey fans, Arthur has also said that there are a myriad of spiders in this game. So definitely expect a great number of different versions of Spider-Man in this game. Now, obviously, from the gameplay live stream, we could clearly see that Star-Lord has some awesome jetpack flying abilities, but probably my favorite thing that they showed from Star-Lord was that he can actually put his headphones on, play Awesome Mix Volume 1, and start listening to Redbone's Come and Get Your Love. And what's even cooler about that is dance moves are pretty much exactly the same as the dance moves that we see Chris Pratt doing in the very beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. So that is awesome. And in other Guardians of the Galaxy news, we also now know another character that will be part of the classic Guardians of the Galaxy DLC pack, and it is in fact Charlie 27. Hopefully he's a big figure, because he would look amazing. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Now, I don't know about you guys, but personally for me, I am completely blown away by every single thing that I've seen from LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2 this week. It looks absolutely incredible. And of course, like I've said several times already, you know, if you're not that impressed, don't worry. This game comes out November 14th. By the time the game comes out, the open world, the things the characters do, the graphics, every single thing that you may or may not have an issue with at the moment is going to be better. It's going to be so much better. But for me personally, it already looks amazing and I can't wait to see more. And of course, E3 2017 is still going on. We might get more character reveals, we might get more Chronopolis shown, you just never know. But I'm definitely going to keep my eyes peeled because I will be watching those live streams. Anyway guys, I want to thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.